evening, family, and welcome back to ESPSpeaks. We're in season 4, and today is Saturday, the 8th of January. Happy New Year! It's wonderful to have you all back again, and we're just so fortunate and so blessed to all still be here, especially with everything that's going on in this world right now. But today, I am so excited because I'm about to bring on a wonderful guest. She's actually more a guest host at this point because she's been on the show so many times, and she's our wonderful sister. I know you remember TANYA HAZLEHURST Dawkins. She's also TD Loving on a radio program that comes on at 10 o'clock on Saturday mornings on a station called WDRB. You know what, without further ado, let me just bring her on because we're all anxious to get this subject started. Because like I said, this is a subject matter that you all have sent me countless emails. You sent me as much emails on intermittent fasting as you sent me on the vegan issue. And we give you what you want. So let's jump right in and welcome TANYA back on to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on again. It's always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to have you here with us as well, my dear. So, TANYA, what is intermittent fasting?
Okay, let's talk about the word fast, which is a part of intermittent fasting. The word fast itself means to refrain from eating, drinking for a period of time. There are many various types of fast. So I want to talk about a few types of fast before we get into intermittent fasting to give a broader perspective on fasting. So there are people who do water fast, which means you drink water for 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Some people go 5 days. Some people go, I've even seen up to 14 days where you are only consuming water. Some people go on juice fast, or they call juice feasting, which is the same thing, which also you are only drinking juices for 24, 48, 72 hours, could up to a week, some people a month, it can go on and on and on. Then you have a Daniel fast. Daniel fasting is where you consume only certain types of foods for a period of time. Many churches, if you have anybody viewers here, I'm sure many churchgoers, many churches are conducting Daniel fast right now at the beginning of the year, where you consume vegetables and fruits, nuts and seeds and grains, but you refrain from sweets, you refrain from meats, you refrain from alcohol, you drink water. So it's a very restrictive diet per se, but it's called the Daniel fast. Now, intermittent fasting, there is no specific food restriction for intermittent fasting. I need to say that again because that doesn't sound like, what do you mean there's no refrain from eating anything? No, you eat the normal way that you normally eat on a daily basis, and hopefully that is a healthy one or going in that direction. But you are eating food for a specific window of time, and the other window you are fasting. So about in 2020, January, right before the pandemic hit, I decided to start intermittent fasting myself. So I test these theories on myself as well, right? With intermittent fasting, they have some people that do what they call a 16-8. So you're working with a 24-hour window, right? Some people will intermittent fast for 16 hours and then allow themselves an 8-hour window to eat. With my schedule, with my children, doing that did not work for me. So I gave myself what they call a 14-10 window. So I get 10 hours in which I'm able to eat and 14 hours where my body is fasting. I chose the hours between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. for my eating hours, and from 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. as my intermittent fasting window. Now, like I said, usually it's 16-8. That's the most popular. If you all have learned anything about intermittent fasting or read any books or articles about it, that is the general window. So when we say 16-8, this is what I mean. Your first meal starts at 10 a.m. and will finish at 6. Your first meal will start at 11 a.m. and finish at 7 p.m. Your first meal will start at 12 noon and finish at 8 p.m. So it's called a 8-16, right? Now, that window does not work for everybody. It really depends. Some people work at night. Some people have, things that they're doing in the middle of the day. It doesn't work. You can really switch that window around any way you want. But I want to say, if you're just starting out and this is difficult for you, I mean, I did what is that? Like I said, I did the 14-10. You could do a 12-12, you know what I mean? Where you have 12 hours where you eat, you allow yourself to eat, and 12 hours where your body is fasting. My recommendation, though, if you are going to do any kind of intermittent fasting, which means that you are allowing yourself to eat within a window of time, and then you are fasting during this other period of time, do not go over 8 o'clock, especially if you are not a night, or if you're a person that goes to bed like at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night on a daily basis. I would recommend letting 8 p.m. be the cutoff. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so I started intermittent. So going back to my story, I started intermittent fasting last year, January. My first meal was at 10 a.m. I did not put anything in my mouth after 8 p.m. When I first started, it was hard. There were days I would just go to bed. I was just like, kids, you okay? As long as they had dinner, I was in the bed because I needed to like force my body to not, you know what I mean? Not to eat after 8 p.m. It's just, busy mom. They've got after school programs. I'm running around. Sometimes I'm like getting home until 7 o'clock at night. And I'm like, okay, let me just make sure they eat. And sometimes I just go to bed, so that my body is like sticking to this schedule. Okay. You don't have to be that drastic, but let me tell you what happened. Within 6 to 8 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. And this was without exercise. The weight just started to come off. The body, after 8 p.m. at night, the body begins to detoxify. And so if you do not put any food in your body that forces your body to have to operate in the process of digestion, which takes a lot of energy, you will give the body the rest that it needs to detoxify and to regenerate. Let me explain that. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And a matter of fact, between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is when your body starts to recreate new cells. So let's start there. So around 8 o'clock, between 8 and 10, your body is starting to detoxify. So if you had your last meal at 8 o'clock, right, what is it doing? It's breaking down the food, right? It's breaking down the food, but then it begins to detoxify. Then at about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., if you have not ate anything after 8 o'clock, your body starts to go into a period of cell regeneration. And this is why sleep is also important. You ever hear them tell you try to get to bed by 10 p.m.? There's a reason why. It's because as you are resting, right, you're not watching TV, on the phone, on the computer, you are allowing your mind to settle and allowing your body to settle. And let's just say if you have a disease, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, whatever, you start to allow the body during those hours to have cell regeneration. Your body is designed to heal itself if you give it what it needs and if you work with it. Right? Your body has a natural rhythm. we're not supposed to be eating at 10 o'clock at night. We're not supposed to be eating at 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And I just say that it's really important to understand why. A lot of times we want to do something and we don't understand the why.
And on that note, Tanya, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to complete talking about how the diabetes factor fits into the whole scheme of things. So stay tuned. We're here with Tanya HAZLEHURST Dawkins. We're talking about intermittent fasting. Don't go anywhere. Back in a second.
Hey everybody, what's good? It's Jackson. I am finally freaking back for another episode of All Jack Stuff. Before we get this show started, please let me remind you, take care of your business, okay? Subscriptions are still free, but y'all better hurry up before I start charging. 12 cents on the click, baby. Let's start the show. Okay, everybody, grab your drinks and let's go. It is time for... What did you say? This edition of What Did You Say is dedicated to your girl, Wendy Williams. First up, Wendy's Kitchen Table Talk.
On the night that I saw it, the grand finale was, the vote that got it was a 3-tiered wedding cake made of the fontina. So they wanted her to eat the fontina and everything.
Wait, they wanted her to eat a 3-tier wedding cake made out of fontina cheese? It's not fontina, Wendy, it's fondant. Fondant. That's that frosting kind of stuff on the outside of cake.
Chicken marsalis and tortellini for lunch.
Ew, no. But wait. Chicken Marsalis? Is he one of them Marsalis brothers? Because you know there's a bunch of them.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's chicken marsala. In fact, Rachel Ray taught me how to make chicken marvelousala, and I love it. It is so delicious. I'm going to have to invite you.
She and I both have kitchen scissors, and we both have Mandalays.
Mandalays?
Do you know that Mandalay?
I know Mandalay Bay in Vegas. And all of that is staying in Vegas.
We have Mandalay. Do you know a Mandalay? I know a Mandalay. She knows a Mandalay.
Well, I don't know a Mandalay. Do you know a Mandalay? If you know a Mandalay, can you hook me up? Because I can't find a Mandalay anywhere. I think I left him in Vegas. Next up, let's hear about Wendy's thoughts on the pandemic.
So you're separated from everybody and you're at the farm. How is this Cornova hurting though?
It is hurting my ears every time you say it because you say it wrong all the time.
Are you serious?
Very.
We are frightened of Cornova.
You are frightened of something you made up yourself, okay? Can you please just call it what it is?
What are we calling it now?
Corona.
You got it.
Score one for Jax. In an attempt to be fair, it is not always Wendy Williams on the wrong side of the words.
I don't judge, although I definitely, give them bigger rewards if they keep sitting down. But it's
sanitary.
It's just sort of.
You're not splashing.
More sanitary. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people, give me a hard time for it. I say, hey, you know what? It's what I do. It's more sanitary.
More sanatory? Okay, look, I'm not going to give you a hard time for sitting while pissing because it's actually better for us women. But I am going to give you a hard time if you don't clean up that word.
Sanitary.
Thank you.
So this is the White Tonight. These are the White Tonight Teeth Whitening Pen. This was created by a dental hygienist.
Wait, word merge alert, my favorites. Okay, it is hygienist. So does that mean a hygienist is a dentist as well? This last one is just me clowning Wendy. Clowning herself.
Well, stay around here. 3 minutes, I joined the leaders on the talk panel.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you read the signs right in front of you? So, Wendy, what did you think of Jax's little video smash up, huh?
Wow.
All right, score 2 for Jax. And we'll be right back.
And we're back, family. We're here with Tanya, HAZLEHURST Dawkins. We're talking about intermittent fasting. And before we left, we were talking about the diabetic issues in the family. But I want to ask you a quick question. You had mentioned something earlier in the conversation with regard to choosing the right things to eat. At some point during this whole conversation, I would like to get more specific because there are people who want to integrate keto, they want to integrate veganism. I'd like to know what you feel is the best type of dietary system to bring into this whole picture. But we'll come back to that. Let's go back to the diabetes. And I love the fact that when you're on, I don't have to talk. I just let you run. So this is great. And it's a wonderful experience. I'm taking a lot of notes. So once again, you were on the diabetic thing. So let's deal with that.
Yeah, so my functional medicine doctor, he recommended me to stay on the intermittent fasting protocol because number one, it was helping me to lose weight, first of all. Then number two, it also helped to regulate my blood sugar levels. This is the thing. When you go back to ancient times, people were not eating constantly. Okay. Remember, we came from a hunter-gatherer society before we came to this industrial revolution. So our forefathers, our ancestors had to go out, right? They had to go and hunt. They had to go pick their berries or whatever else they ate. We don't function that way. We go to a store and we buy a packaged good most times, right? Some people will eat fruits and vegetables, but we're eating way too much and far too unnatural foods. This is not the way our predecessors lived. That's why, yes, they may have died earlier from diseases, but we just die slowly. Let's just put it that way. We just take longer to die in that regard. But
we're a lot more unhealthy than they are.
Exactly. We are a lot more healthy than people that lived 1,000 years ago. I mean, people just didn't eat the way we eat. And the snacking, there were no snacks then. You had, right? Back then, people.
Well, technically there were, but you pulled them off a tree and it was fresh fruit. Right. But now ours come out of packages with sugar now.
Exactly. And all kind of other chemicals that keep them on a shelf for a year or two. That's not real food. And so I say that to say that, going back just to clarify with the diabetes thing, when you intermittent fast, you give your body, like I said, a chance to rest, a chance to repair, a chance for the body to regulate its blood sugar levels. So you want to, since we're talking about diet, we might as well just start talking about it now.
Exactly.
The keto diet, I am not a fan of it. I am not a fan of eliminating things that are natural that can be eaten in moderation. I am truly a proponent of plant-based eating. Everybody is not going to be a vegetarian. Everybody is not going to go keto. Everybody's not going to go paleo. But if you can include 80%, and I know that sounds high, but seriously, 80%, if your diet is 80% fruits and vegetables and water, nuts, seeds, and when I say grains, I'm not talking about all this crappy grains, and I'm talking about grains that are good for the body, like a quinoa, or a spelt or something like that. Not this, not camera, exactly. Not the stuff, all this processed stuff that they have going on in the supermarkets today. If you can make fruits and vegetables and drinking water the majority of your diet on a daily basis, you are going to improve your health. And I don't care who you are, at the keto, the paleo, and all these different things. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body can't. I went on a vegetarian diet and I gained 30 pounds. Vegetarianism it's not for me. I have an O blood type, which are back that's the oldest blood type. So the hunters and the gatherers. So if I have a piece of, let's just say, fish, right? Wild caught fish. That's the kind you want to have, folks, not the stuff that's made on the farm, because, they pump all kind of chemicals. They're feeding fish corn. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. So if you have, say, a wild caught piece of salmon, and I have a huge salad, a half of an avocado, even if I wanted to have some pieces of plantain with that, that's a meal for me. I'm just not heavy on, I know my body can't, some people can eat grains heavily. I cannot. Quinoa doesn't do anything bad to my body, but other grains do. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do pasta. I just doesn't agree with me.
But I have to waylay to our keto friends, because we talk about the keto diet in a way where it's something that's brand new. Ketosis is something that happens in the body regardless of what you're eating anyway. It's a function of the dietary system. You're just speeding it up by keeping oils and not putting starches in. But there is a benefit to everything that we eat once it's not processed food.
That absolutely.
So if we can have that balanced diet. So as you said in the beginning, you can eat what you like. So at this time, if you're cleansing your system, because this is another form of detox, you're not drastically stripping your system to create waste, but you're allowing your system to rest and rejuvenate, and dead cells have to come out. So everyone, you have to drink a lot of water doing these things.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's a form of detox. That's a form of flush.
Absolutely.
Okay. So there are several different forms of fastings, as we've touched upon. You're touching upon one of the health benefits, which is with regard to the diabetes, and the fact that we're resetting our systems, we are replenishing our cells. Is there something else that we need to know while we're doing this, and not just about the timing and the food?
Yes, it's I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term autophagy. Are you familiar with that term? And
I am, but they may not be. So please tell the family what it is.
Yeah. So when during this period of time that you are not eating, your body goes into this state of autophagy. During that state, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the human growth hormone, right? As you get older, you lose the HGH, right? And some people get hormone replacements as they get older to replace this, which, believe it or not, the body, when you are fasting and your body is going through that period of time and it goes into that state of autophagy, the body begins to create human growth hormone naturally on its own. Some people, a lot of women, when they reach menopause, they want to go run out and get HGH. If you adopt this lifestyle of intermittent fasting, you don't have to go out and put HGH in your body, which they have found have negative side effects. Some people actually can get cancer from some of these drugs that they're giving you to do what the body can actually do naturally. Think about it. You also, when your body is in that state of autophagy, your stem cells regenerate. Your body will create its own stem cells. So you have organs and tissues in your body that are damaged. You start to allow the stem cells to grow in your body to repair and literally regenerate that organ or tissue or cell. That is fascinating to me.
It is, and I'm smiling because I feel like we're sitting here talking to Bill Nye, the science guy, because I could see your eyes getting all lit up and you're so excited. But and I love it. And I want to remind you, family, that we're here with TANYA HAZLEHURST Dawkins. She is an certified health practitioner. She's a holistic health practitioner. We're talking about intermittent fasting. We're learning so much, but we got to take a break. So stay with us. I promise it's not going to be that long. We'll be back in a second.
Party. It's a party. Party. Yeah. Man, it's the way that I feel and I love how I do this. It's just like everybody around me, cause we all do the music. I got my people with me so we can act the fool and party all night. I had to call them first and give them the advice. It's a party, 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 it's a party. A party ain't a party till I step in, and that work is a step that I'm repping. I'm still, hey, where the party at? Catch me at the bar where the girls be at now. I ain't mean to rub, you wiggle and pull.
So I want to wind up with intermittent fasting. So I really would like everybody to really think about the benefits. You know, sometimes when we want to accomplish something, if we think about the why, it gives us the motivation. Like I said, give it a try. You might want to try my program, 10 hours on and 14 hours off. Means you can eat between, in my case, 10 to 8, and then you would intermittent fast from 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. Your body's going to regenerate. Your body's going to detoxify. You will go into autophagy, where your body will begin to regenerate the cells and the tissues that need repairing. You will lose weight. You don't even have to exercise. You will start to lose weight if you do this. I know a lot of people want to hear that. No, seriously, you will start to lose weight. You will also get rid of brain fog. A lot of people have, in studies, have said that they had brain fog. They don't have brain fog anymore once they start doing this. I mean, it's a total reboot of the body. And
do you recommend apps? I mean, there are a lot of apps online for the internet. Do you recommend those?
There's one called Do Fasting that I actually purchased myself, and I loved it. I think it's a great reminder. It kind of, you know, keeps you on task, and it gives you kind of makes you feel like you have a partner, you know, working with you in the app, but it's somebody to help or something to help guide you. And they also provide a lot of information on their app as well. Do Fasting. I'm not getting paid from them. I'm not getting an endorsement deal from them.
You just found it helpful.
But I found Do Fasting, do like D-O, Do Fasting. I think that's a great app for intermittent fasting.
You have a wonderful group that's health-based, and they're doing something marvelous in the next couple of weeks that I'd love for you to talk about, because I'd like some of our family to come in on it. You're doing a book club. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Fresh Start Focus in a Circle, which is a health and wellness support group on Facebook, is doing for the first time a health and wellness book club. We have chosen to use the book Wheat Belly on Facebook, is doing for the first time a health and wellness book club. We have chosen to use the book Wheat Belly by Dr. William Davis as our first book for the book club. We chose Wheat Belly because we are suffering in our country, in the United States in particular, with a crisis of inflammation. Now, there are many things that cause inflammation: sugar and dairy and gluten. And Wheat Belly touches on specifically, even more so than people think just wheat equals gluten. It's beyond that. Wheat production and what our society and the agricultural development of wheat, what it has done, it has wreaked havoc on our society. People are suffering with gastrointestinal disease and obesity and brain fog and dementia like never before. And
not realizing that it's their organs that are clogged because of all of this junk, and wheat backs up your system. You might as well be eating plastic. I am excited. This is so interesting. But you know what? I don't want to stop you from talking about the book. Actually, we can't talk about the book because that's the whole purpose of reading the book. So, how can I get our family involved? How can they tap into the group so they can get the membership in the free group and get on track with the reading so that they can become a part of the book club? So give us the path to that.
All you have to do is go on Facebook and you type in the search engine, Fresh Start Focus in a circle. The group will come up and you just ask to become a member. I do not go through the many questions that many groups require you to answer to become a member of their group. We don't do that at Fresh Start Focus in a circle. We just want you to come in and get the help and the support that you need. That's all you have to do. Go on Facebook, Fresh Start Focus in a circle, ask to become a member. I will allow you to come in. You will be a part of the family. We are asking everyone to read the first 6 chapters of Wheat Belly, and that will be due on January 23rd is going to be our first meeting. It will be via Zoom, and we will have a discussion about those first 6 chapters. Once you join, I am going to send a post out for people where people can send their questions and their concerns so we can talk about it on the 23rd with those first 6 chapters. And I just look forward to you guys joining us if you want to. I think it's a wonderful experience.
Is Wheat Belly on Amazon?
Yes, Wheat Belly is, well, on Amazon. I know it's on Audible. You can get an Audible version. And you can also, you can purchase it on Amazon. Yeah, they do have it on Amazon. Barnes and Noble sells it also.
Well, I still like to hold the book and practice fine and flip the pages and sit in the corner with a cup of tea and, cuddle up with a book. So I'm old fashioned in that way. But I guess, our lifestyle connotates that we have to listen to it in the car because we're so busy. So yeah, Audible works too.
Yeah, there are many options, but I just want to say this. This book is phenomenal. I have to say that. The book is phenomenal. It is so eye-opening. And all the information that you will gain from this, if you go through this, if you join the book club and go through the book with us, the point is each one teach one. You can pass it on to your friends, to your relatives, to your loved ones. We're losing too many people, and a lot of preventable diseases can be reversed. A lot of things can be reversed if we give our bodies the right things, but we have to be armed with the right information.
And family, that's why it's so important to join this group. I bring you things that I think you can use in your life. That has always been the point of this show, to bring you information that you can utilize and integrate in your life. I am a huge proponent of Fresh Start Focus, the Inner Circle, the radio show, TANYA, and all of the things she does, especially now. If we really look at the situation that we're dealing with, we are in a society that is battling a pandemic that just seems like it's not going away. Whether you're healthy, whether you're unhealthy, whether you're vaccinated, unvaccinated, young, old, it does not care who it's coming for. So let's find ourselves in the best possible situation of health that we can be in order to battle or stay healthy for those of us who have not yet been touched by this virus. We've been touched by death, but a lot of us have been fortunate to bypass actually having this virus. And I'd like to help you keep it that way. So all the tools that Tanya has in this group, I really would like you to take advantage. Go to Facebook, type Fresh Start Focus, Inner Circle group, get registered. If you click the button this afternoon, I'm sure by 2, 3, sometimes she's up in the middle of the morning and she will release you into the group. Just get started. There's wonderful information every day. There's health posts. I know because I make some of them for her. We work as a team at times when she's got things to do. I come in and help. And she's got this infusion of wonderful information. There are foods and new meals and smoothies and supplements and herbs and all kinds of amazing things. But we ask that you don't do one thing. Please come on and respect the other members. Do not advertise. Do not make any crazy posts. We're all there to learn. We're all there to share. We're all there to grow. But come on, join, get started in the book club. Let's give ourselves an infusion of some healthy information for the new year. And I'm excited. I know Tanya's excited. So let's get you excited. And we're running out of time for today. Tanya, I just, every time you're here, it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. Thank you so much for coming back home to our show. We love you.
Thank you.
Are there any final words that you want to tell the family before you go?
For 2022, do you. Make you a priority. We cannot help others if we don't help ourselves. Get your oxygen mask on first. And
family, you know, I think that you're not ordinary. You're extraordinary. So get on board. Let's keep it going and let's get all supercharged for 2022. I love you. We'll see you next time on ESPSpeaks. Have a great night.